We've seen that for the religious leaders, Jesus is a threat. We've seen for Pilate, he's just an inconvenience. But for Herod, he's just a figure of fun. Nothing to be excited about, nothing to be worried about, so he goes on, Herod, and has some fun with Jesus. His soldiers mock him. They dress Jesus up. They have a great laugh. And he gets sent back to Pilate. They've all had a chance to question him. They've all had a chance to speak to him. They've all had a chance to weigh up what he says or doesn't say. Weigh up the claims, weigh up the evidence. And now it's decision time. Pilate calls a meeting. It seems like it's going to be a really short one. He says, we've weighed it up. I've heard from Pilate, my new friend. We both agree he's not a threat to Rome. This should be really straightforward from here on in. Pilate says, I'll have him punished, maybe have him whipped, and then he's free. And Pilate can then go back to his job as Jesus is released. Shall we close in prayer? No, we won't. Because as we've thought about many times in this story, there's more going on than meets the eye. We've thought from the very beginning of our series that there's like a spiritual darkness that is at work here. Way back at the Last Supper, when they're having the meal with the disciples and Judas is there, we know Satan is involved in this situation. When Jesus is arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane, he said, this is your hour. And the power of darkness. There is a venom, there is a hatred, there is a determination here in this scene for the Son of God to be killed. And so though Pilate thinks the job is done, I can get back to what I'm doing, this episode is far from over. The people are not going to let Jesus go that easily. And so we have this back and forth in those last dozen verses or so, this back and forth between Pilate and the religious leaders. And in amongst all this, we get introduced to the final character in this scene, this really peculiar, bizarre, you might say, character who seems to come out of nowhere. And his name is Barabbas.